Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the mission to rescue the communities, I am Clayton. New platform, forgive me. Might be a little slow tonight, but hopefully I'll be able to walk everyone through what I'm trying to do in a logical and very, very detailed fashion so you understand the purpose behind what I am trying to do tonight, which is create awareness and have a petition signed. A particular petition, which is important. Just forgive me 1 second, people. I'm trying to figure this out because this is all new, but we're going to get it done. We're going to get it right. We're going to get it right. We're going to get it right. So just bear with me 1 second and then I will begin. I got in late, everybody. Forgive me. It was a long day. I had a whole bunch of stuff to do, but it was successful. So that's the good part. Considering everything was successful, I have no complaints. And it's time to get to the point of why we're doing this today. Now, okay, that should be good. We'll leave that for now. Okay, so today's topic about today's 2026. Wow, almost about 4 years ago. About 4 years ago, my infant daughter was assaulted by an ex girlfriend of mine who, jealous and angry and in a completely idiotic fit of jealousy, decided to assault an infant child because she was jealous that she thought I bought my daughter more things than her for Valentine's Day, which is the stupidest possible reason that a woman should ever assault an infant child. Nonetheless, this woman did it. And for the last 4 years, I have been going through hell trying to get this woman to leave me alone. And what she has used to continue the dispute, the negativity, and her vexatious war against me is by alleging that I falsely reported her for abusing my child 4 years ago. Now, here's the truth, audience. I never did that. It is a complete lie, but is the only thing that she can use to keep coming after me because, as they say, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. And a bitter, jealous, deceitful ex partner will use the only thing they have to continue to pursue the person they are after, and they do not care what it takes to get revenge. Now, a smart person would have stopped. Most of the time, when any criminal can manipulate a criminal prosecution in their favor and get out of something, they're wise enough to walk away and be happy with the win they got. But unfortunately, when you get psychotic people like this woman, they want to use that leverage to try to get revenge on the people who hurt them. Now, here is the simple truth, people. I didn't report this woman for falsely abusing my child. I did talk to an ACS and DCYP&P investigator, and I told the truth, which is this woman, in a bitter, angry, jealous fit of rage, decided to insult my infant daughter. And this actually happened, people. This was not me lying on her. This is actually the truth. So I've been dealing with this 4 years, being maliciously prosecuted, being stalked, being lied on, being defamed, all because I happened to dump this corny, sick cornball from Staten Island named Francyna Evins, who just won't leave me the hell alone. And I'm tired of it, people. Now, yeah, there's been some benefits. I've become an excellent litigant. I've gotten really good in civil law and family law and even criminal law to a certain respect. So I guess we got to take the blessings in the nightmare that has come, and we have to be happy that we have gotten some positivity out of that. At least me, anyway. Wise men learn to accept and to be thankful for the benefits that come out of negative situations. And I'm very wise now. Wasn't always this wise, but I've gotten wise over the years. I've gotten a lot smarter. And I'm thankful for the things that have happened to me because honestly, I have to say they have made me a much better and competent person. I'm a motherfucker now. I'm not the person you really want to play with because I will make your life a living hell if you fuck with me. That's the truth. And I don't have to beat you up anymore. I can beat you up with a lawsuit. I can totally disable your life from the privacy of my own home with a computer and a Wi-Fi connection and a debit card. But I don't want to file lawsuits against people with no money. I don't want to chase people who don't have anything that is worthy of chasing. I really want to move on with my life and slay worthy dragons, not unworthy dragons, but people who really, really, I want to say, need the assistance and not the bullshit. So today we're going to talk about how this woman lied, how for the last several years she's manipulated state prosecutors in New York and New Jersey. She's manipulated her way out of ACS investigations and DCYP&P investigations. For those of you who don't know what that is the Division of Child Protective Services in New Jersey. How she's lied to municipal courts, how she's lied to the family courts, how she has been on a relentless campaign of stalking and trying to ruin me for the last 4 years. I'm just freaking tired of it. I really am. So Many of you might know that I have been on a war. I've been, not a war, a journey, I would say, a campaign. And I've been asking everyone to help me stop Francyna Evins. But I think I've been looking at it the wrong way, people. I think the way I really needed to look at this is I've been trying to stop her from harassing me while avoiding the truth of the situation. That if I simply disprove what she's been alleging the entire time, this will stop her. Because you can't really fix a problem until you can't kill a weed until you pull out the root. Francyna Evins is a weed. She's a weed that it doesn't matter how low I cut her to the ground, she sprouts up and she comes after me again. But if I rip that weed out of the ground, if I take the support that she has from underneath her, then people, I might actually be able to be left the hell alone. So I just went through a 5-month trial with Francyna, hearings. It wasn't supposed to be 5 months, people, but Francyna is in a shitload of trouble. Her and her corrupt, disgusting, pathetic of excuse for an attorney, this woman named Cynthia Hardaway. This attorney is complicit in numerous federal crimes. She's committed acts of wire fraud. She's committed acts of tampering with evidence. She's obstructed justice. And she's done all of this to help Francyna Evins get out of the valid criminal activity that she's actually in. My ex has just been before the Family Court of New Jersey for about 25 violations to the order of protection since the year 2022. People, that's right, 25. Now, people might think, how has she committed 25 violations and never been arrested? Well, she's been detained, but she's never spent the night in jail. And the reason for that is because of corruption, racism, and bias in domestic violence. Most of the time, they don't believe black men or minority men at all can be victims. They don't give a damn. Domestic violence restraining orders have one purpose, and it's to oppress men. It's not really to oppress women, even though sometimes women do become subject to the system. But the primary purpose of these orders of protection are to oppress and just hold men under the reign of the court and women. And it's just the truth. And unfortunately, I was not wise enough to see that in the beginning. I was angry. I was hurt. I was disappointed. I could not believe that all of this was happening to me when I was actually telling the truth. So I didn't respond the right way, I'll be honest. And in my failure to respond the right way, I was horribly manipulated and completely ignored by a judicial system who wanted me to be exactly that, the angry, stupid, uneducated minority who kept screaming from the top of the hills that his rights was being violated but couldn't actually legally do anything about it. The only thing courts respect, judges respect, and prosecutors respect is competence. They respect the competence of good attorneys, or they respect the competence of the person that they are fucking with. Well, audience, for the first time in my life, I can say they have learned to put some respect on my fucking name. They really have. They're really slow to try to do the things that they used to do to me. They're very slow when they try to falsify information. They're really slow to try to lie people. They're even slower to arrest me now because of the millions of dollars in litigation that has been lodged against the city of New York, the city of Essex County, the municipality of Middlesex County, the municipality of Essex County. People, I have filed federal lawsuits on all of these people, and they're not frivolous lawsuits. For anyone who wants to know, the docket number for the Eastern District, I believe, is 24-813 LKE for Judge Laura Eskenazi. That is my civil docket. If you review that civil docket, you will see that I am deep in discovery. Now, frivolous lawsuits don't make it to discovery, people. Frivolous lawsuits are stopped with what's called a motion to dismiss. And even if you survive a motion to dismiss, the next option that a defendant has is called summary judgment, which when you're dealing with a state official, they will use their protected status, the immunity that they receive, to try to petition a judge to say, you know what, something might have happened, but we have immunity because we work for the state. So because we have this immunity, we can't be held liable. The only thing that stops that immunity, if you can prove valid civil rights violations, which is under something called United States Code 1983, 18 United States Code 1983. This is how you hold most state officials, federal officials, city employees liable when they do something wrong to you that violates your rights. You filed 1983 lawsuits against them. When it's a bunch of people, you'll attach something to it called a Monell claim. And a Monell claim comes from Monell versus the Department of Social Services. Basically, a bunch of pregnant women was being shitted on by the Department of Education. They filed a lawsuit, went to the New York appellate courts, the federal appellate courts. Then it went to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court ruled that a municipality could be held liable for the actions of idiot or I want to say, incompetent employees. This created the Monell Doctrine, federal statute that you can apply with 1983, and you can sue a municipality when they do something wrong based on the conduct of their employees. This is what I did to the city of New York. So right now, the city of New York is facing millions of dollars of litigation. Why are they facing millions of dollars of litigation? Because of Francyna Evins, people, the golden girl of Staten Island, the champion of the Richmond County District Attorney's Office, the champion of a church called Mount Sinai Christian Church, and a scumbag black pastor by the name of Victor Brown, who lobbied for this girl and told everyone that breaking up was not a crime. Here was the truth, people. She was lying through her damn teeth. The entire thing was the vexatious campaign of a broken-hearted cornball who could not leave her ex-boyfriend alone because he dumped her. So what she did was she began stalking him. Now, tonight, I'm going to show you the truth. And in showing you the truth, I'm doing this because I'm asking everyone who sees this video to share it, like it, and make reference to it, because I need a petition signed. Now, why am I creating a petition? Because I feel if I can get enough signatures on a petition, then I can use that petition to compel state prosecutors or even federal prosecutors to issue what's called a grand jury subpoena for the Uber, Lyft, and iCloud accounts of Francyna Evins. Now, why is that relevant? Well, Francyna Evins falsified an iPhone picture, which I'm going to show everybody is completely possible. What she did was she took a picture from the day before something happened and she adjusted the date and time, and then she sent it to ACS and child abuse investigators so she could disrupt the timeline of events that I gave them regarding the burglary of my home. Now, here's the truth. I did not report Francyna Evins to be investigated for child abuse. I did report her for burglary and harassment. She didn't want those criminal charges. So what she did was falsify an iPhone picture with herself holding my infant daughter at 11:50 a.m. on 12/15 of the year 2022. By falsifying this iPhone picture, it made me look like I lied on her and she was in my home at noon on 12/15/2022, when the truth of the matter is she wasn't. Neither was my daughter, and neither was I. Myself and my daughter were in Brooklyn, New York, seeing the woman who I appointed to be my child's godmother. We were with a friend of mine, and then we took her to her mother. We did all of this before 12 p.m. There is no way in hell, people, that Francyna Evins had my daughter. But guess what, people? She was smart enough to falsify this iPhone picture and lie to dozens of state officials who were too biased, racist, or simply didn't care about the rights of a young black child that they were willing to put in a deeper investigation to contact either of the parents to find out if this woman holding this child could have been the truth. ACS of New York fucked up royally because the investigative procedures of ACS mandated that they contact the parent to establish if this picture was true. Nobody did. They took the picture at face value. They closed the investigation. And for the last, I want to say 4 years, like I've said again, this psychotic young woman has been stalking the hell out of me. So, people, you'll see a link attached in the bio of this, and I'd like you all to share it, support it, sign it, because I need signatures. And I'm going to promote this link every day till I get several thousand signatures, people. I'm going to do everything I can to use my own public notoriety now, because I do have some, to push this petition. So I get a couple of thousand signatures and I can go to a state prosecutor and I can say, hey, listen, this picture's been falsified. The mother of my child knows it. There are at least 2 other people who can place me in another part of, the tri-state area with this child at the time this woman is claiming she was holding her in Newark, New Jersey. All I want, people, is a grand jury subpoena for her Uber and her Lyft account and her iCloud account. Now, see, people, the morning of 2/15/2022, Francyna Evins Ubered herself home before 10:30 in the morning. How do I know that? Because, people, I had won the Super Bowl with a friend of mine that night. He bought the night before. He bought the money to that morning, and me, being her boyfriend at the time, I gave her a couple of $100, and she Ubered herself home because I had to take my daughter home and go to work. And, people, this is the God's honest truth. But because we can't get access to Francyna's Uber and Lyft accounts, because we can't find the young woman whose car my friend used to pick me up in Newark and drive me to Brooklyn, New York, and because the mother of the child chooses to be so petty that she won't even stand up for her own daughter and do the right thing and say, hey, there's no way this woman was holding my daughter at noon on this day, because he did have my child with me. No, unfortunately, I am dealing with uneducated, just completely deplorable young black women who would rather lie on the father of their child when he doesn't want them, instead of doing the right thing for their own child. And that's right, I'm speaking about my child's mother. She would rather lie and protect the woman who assaulted her child, who she filed child abuse charges against. And people, I'm going to show you that tonight. The mother of my child filed a report with the Family Court of Brooklyn to have Francyna investigated because she knew her child had injuries and Francyna was lying. The Brooklyn Family Court never even investigated the allegations, people, because Francyna had submitted this picture several months ago, so they felt it was closed, even though the mother was completely credible and knew the child had injuries. This has been a massive cover up. And people, I've been so focused on trying to stop this woman the wrong way that the right way has been right in front of me the whole time. The right way is to destroy the lying narrative that she was holding this child around noon on 12/15 of 2002. Now, tonight, I can't do that. Tonight, all I can do is prove to you without a shadow of a doubt that I never had her investigated for child abuse. A report was made in Newark, and it wasn't because I was trying to report her for child abuse. I was simply talking to the officers about the fact that she had burglarized me and robbed my home. These officers, taking the report because they took body cam footage, they documented it in the criminal complaint. Now, a Newark investigative detective called me and asked me, did I want to file charges? And people, I'm going to show you that I told them no, and they never did. But because of this one report, which I can prove that Newark never investigated Francyna Evins for, she's been lying on me for years. So stupid not to be happy that she beat the investigation and she's been trying to use it to get revenge on me. So people, she wants to play stupid games. I'm going to help her win the stupid bitch prize. And I'm going to get her arrested and prosecuted for assaulting my daughter. And I'm going to sue everybody who was involved in that investigation who failed to properly investigate it. But tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to show you evidence of what exactly happened during this entire time. And that's that Francyna's lying. So let's begin. We're going to start, because this can't go too long. We're already 17 minutes in. Let's go. Add this scene. There we go, audience. New platform, forgive me. So we're going to start, I want to say here. Share this tab. Make sure that everyone can see it. Yes, you can. So before you are text messages. These text messages are from February 19th of 2022. 4 days, 5 days. Well, 4 days because it happened on Valentine. Actually, it happened on February 13th. This woman didn't leave my house till February 15th. Now, everyone's going to say she assaulted your daughter and she stayed in your house 2 days. People, that was not because I wanted her there. This psycho bitch wouldn't leave. She literally refused to leave my house, people. This is the truth. I tried to send her home. She wouldn't go home, people. She kept crying, telling me she loved me. She wanted to work things out. And people, this is the God's honest truth. I have recordings to prove it. But because of, like I said, biased in law enforcement and idiotic people who don't want to investigate things, all of this has been ignored. In the text messages before you, which are extensive, this young woman actually brags about the assault of the child and telling the mother of the child that she hit the child. And people want to kind of probably think, oh, he's lying on her. He has to be lying on her. There's no way she could have done this. Well, people, I'm going to show you that she did. That she actually laughed about hitting my child and was quite proud to tell the mother she did it because she was so mad. So right here, you probably can't see it, but this is available for anyone who wants to, because again, I want to let people know I have this information. So people knowing I have this information, you can contact me and I have no problem sending it to you. If you have a problem signing this petition or supporting this petition, I will send you every docket that I'm going to send tonight to prove the truth, that I never had Francyna Evins investigated for abusing my child. She's fucking lying, and forgive the language. She's been lying for a long time, people, and it's time it stopped. It's time she just stopped making things up and she stop and move on with her life, or just go to jail, because I believe that's the only two ways are going to stop. Things are going to stop this. If an Essex County judge who's reviewing this right now locks her up, or she happens to kill me. Because other than that, she's not going to stop, people. It's been years, people. She's been given multiple chances. There are multiple orders of protection against her. People, she won't stop. She's fucking crazy. And until I can do something that really disrupts this woman's lying narrative, I'm going to go through this for the next 5 years of my life at least. Because, people, it's been 4 years now, and I'm almost positive if Francyna doesn't go to jail, 5 years is right around the corner. She has no boyfriend. She has no life. She's probably dated people over the years, people, but her life is so fucked up from a cornball mother stalking her that she has no life, people. The only life she has is stalking Clayton. Now, Clayton is somewhat famous, unfortunately, because I'm not proud of it, from the Diddy situation. And Francyna's been using that on all of her social media to tell people she dated the guy who's suing Diddy. And many people who know me and who know this situation and are following it know I'm telling the truth. She's been posting my picture from the Diddy trial on her TikTok and her Facebook page and her Instagram page because, people, she wants clout off of something that happened to me almost a decade and a half ago, people. That's how miserable this girl is. I'm not trying to get clout off it, people. I had to step out in front of the situation because they've left me no choice. The U.S. Attorney's Office exposed my name. I really couldn't hide after they exposed my name during May of the trial, people. I had to step up and try to gain some control of the narrative, which is what I did. So if you look at these text messages here, if you can see it right about there, people, I hope you can see this mouse indicator. She's laughing because she knows that I'm telling her that I do not want my child's mother to find out she assaulted the child. But, people, she didn't care. She was actually willing to call the mother and let the mother know so I would lose my visitation rights to my daughter and she could get revenge on me. That's how sick this young woman is. So these are text messages from February 19th of 2022, and they're available for anyone who has a problem with this petition or still doesn't want to believe that she was actually bragging about assaulting the child and telling the mother. This is the truth. We're going to move on to another set of messages, people. Hold on. So the next message we're going to go to, people, is March 4th. Okay, taking forever. All right, that didn't work, but we're going to try it another way. 1 second, audience. I'm new to this platform, so I'm mastering it myself. Just bear with me. All right, March 4th, 2024. Now, this is March 4th, 2024. This is me in the blue, and Miss Evans is in the white. So what I say to her is I say, hey, this has gotten bad. Can we please peacefully handle Shorty? Shorty was my dog that she robbed out of my house because she was mad I broke up with her. So she broke in my house using a key, people, because she had a key and she kind of messed up the door too. But she had a key that she had been lying, telling me she lost. So she decided to use that key, circle back after I broke up with her, steal my dog, steal some business paperwork, and steal a few $1,000s in the house simply because she wanted me to still be in a relationship with her. And she figured if she stole the business paperwork, my money, and the dog, I would be forced to continue to deal with her. So I was dealing with this the entire time in March of 2022, just trying to get her to give my damn dog back, people. So as you can see, she says, are you going to surrender my company? Now, what company is she talking about? She and I owned a business. The business, I paid for it, people. I set up the website. I was completely responsible for the creation of this business. But I wasn't a grimy ex-boyfriend. I let her keep 90% of it. We made an agreement that the only thing she had to do was donate a small percentage to my mother's charity. This charity, actually, which I wasn't even in charge of at the time. Someone else was in charge of it. I had nothing to do with it at the time. But her claiming she loved my late mother and my late mother was like a mentor to her, she gamed me into spending thousands of dollars on a business that she stole from me because she's a fucking bum. That's the truth. So, people, I just wanted my dog back. She wanted me to surrender all the shares of the company because at this point I broke up with her, and her logic was if I didn't want to be with her, I couldn't keep anything that was acquired during the relationship. The dog, the business, my juicer. She stole a bunch of stuff from me, people. This is the truth. So if you can see, she says, are you going to surrender my company? I ask her, is she going to reimburse me? Because the dog, Shorty, had shit to do with it. She says, speaking of that, I just told her the truth that I wanted my name off of anything connected to her. She tells me that I never reimbursed her for diapers or new pads since the dog was mine. Now, why would the dog need diapers and pads? Because the dog was young and the dog had just had its first menstrual cycle. She stole the dog from me before that happened. So when it happened, the dog had went on its period and she was trying to G me into giving her money for pads even though she robbed me for the dog. I wanted the dog back. Why would I give you money to take care of the dog when I just want my dog back and then you're not owed anything? I said, I don't want no money. I just want you to give me the dog and we clear. She asked me again, am I going to surrender the company? I asked her again, was she going to set up repayment? She calls me the number one stunner, disconnects communications. This is the truth, people. So we go through the bullshit for a couple of more months. Eventually, I am forced to report her to the Newark police for burglary and harassment about 2-3 months after she did it, because her lying chump brother, Francyna Evins, who had been claiming to help me for months get the dog back, would not actually do it, audience. What he was doing, well, let me be fair to Brenton. Brenton actually was trying to get the dog back. He was. But his mother and his sister were too dominant over his life because he's a weak man, and they wouldn't listen to him. So because they wouldn't listen to him, he was pretty much between a rock and a hard place. He knew his sister robbed me. He knew she was wrong, but he couldn't force her to do anything. So basically, I was left alone. So eventually, people, finding out Francyna and her mother were filing a bunch of false reports on me, trying to set me up for domestic violence charges, a detective advised me to bring evidence that I owned the dog and what was going on to a precinct. And I did it, people, because I didn't want to go to jail because this thirsty girl was lying on me. I bring the evidence to the police. The police contact her. She confesses to breaking into the home by lying and saying she had a key. She was so stupid, she didn't realize I had text messages where she was admitting she didn't have the key and how a friend of mine had picked up a copy she borrowed 2 weeks ago from her, meaning she couldn't have had a key. Because of this detective in Newark charged her and she was facing charges. This is the complaint right here. Now, I had to go back. This is not the complaint. This is the second complaint. So within 2 weeks, I had to go back because Francyna was harassing the hell out of me. And when I went back, I made this report and I told them about the original abuse and that this is why I didn't want to be with her. It's all on body camera footage. These detectives specifically told me not to report the abuse because they said if I reported the abuse 3 months later, it would look like I was retaliating against her. And I didn't want that. I didn't want her to try to use that to say I was lying on her. So people, I factually told the police not to investigate her. And I'm going to show you that now too. 1 second. Here, right there. So this is what's called an investigative report from the Newark Department of Public Affairs. It's basically internal affairs for the police, but it's for Newark, New Jersey. You know it's legit because it bears the logos, it bears the seal, and it bears the signature of a Newark Special Investigative Detective. People, this is a completely official document. So people, once I realized that Francyna Evins was using this Newark report, I filed a complaint against the investigating officer because I knew I told him not to investigate her. Now, people, as you can see, if you can see on 11/27/2004, because I just did this last year when I found out, I filed this complaint. And within 1 month, Newark had a response from me. And this is the response. The response says that I totally declined to have her investigated for child abuse charges. This is December 20th of 2024. This letter from an official detective in Newark verifies the fact that the complaint you saw, the police report, did not cause Francyna Evins to be investigated by any agency connected to Essex County because I declined it, people. Now, why is that significant? You'll know why as we continue. And you'll know why from me speaking. It's because she keeps telling people that Newark is the department that investigated her. Well, ladies and gentlemen, here's a letter from Newark, Internal Affairs, from the detectives, from the police department. And they totally confirmed that I, the victim, declined to have her investigated for child abuse charges. People, that is incredibly significant because it means that Newark, Essex County, never investigated her for the abuse of my child. Anyone who knows Francyna Evins, you have to know that this is what she's been saying for years. Why does Clayton have an official letter from Newark Internal Affairs that says she was never investigated? See, no one really cares because she's reasonably pretty and people just want to hate on me. So because they want to hate on me, they're ignoring valid, credible evidence that establishes this girl is lying through her teeth. People, let's keep going because this has been a nightmare for me, but we're going to walk everyone through it so by the time this is over, people see the truth. So Now, Newark never investigates her, but that doesn't matter to Francyna. Francyna's pissed off. She manages to falsify an iPhone picture by adjusting the date and time, which actually we're going to show you right now. Let's be fair. Let's go there right now for everyone to show you that iPhone pictures can be adjusted. You can change the date and time on an iPhone picture. Adjust. Okay, people, sharing a new tab with you, hoping everyone can see it. I'm going to check. Adjust date and time on iPhone pictures lottery. That's not it. There we go. That's it. So let me make sure you can see me first. You can't. Duh. Let's go back. Now you can see me. I hope everyone can see that. Hold on. Let's go back to Newark. So if everyone missed that, that's the Newark investigative letter that says that Francyna was never investigated for any allegation of child abuse by Essex County, New Jersey. And I'm going to show you multiple documents and multiple transcripts where she testifies under oath that Newark investigated her for child abuse. And that is a complete lie. She was never investigated by Newark. This is a lie she's been perpetuating for 4 years because she's mad she got dumped and she's a loser. And I'm going to show everybody tonight because I need people to spread this video and have this petition signed. If you have to copy the petition in your phone, send it to 10 of your friends, people. I need as many signatures as I can so I can petition state officials to help me get a grand jury subpoena to prove this woman is a pathological liar. Now, people, that's the letter that says Newark never investigated her so everyone can see it. And this, and make sure my audience can see it, this is YouTube, and I'm going to show you that iPhone pictures can most certainly be adjusted by using the feature in an individual photo to adjust the date and time of that photo, and then it will totally reflect a new date and time. Hold on. So, people, I never even knew you could do some shit like that. I'm going to be honest with you. This girl is the female MacGyver. I never knew you could do some shit like this, but I tip my hat to her. People, that was freaking amazing. Oh, wait a minute. Is this my preview? Because why is it not showing? Oh my God, people, this thing is so new. Okay, I hope that was showing, but if it wasn't, now it is. So people, now you can see something that you probably couldn't see before, which is my other screen, because this whole new platform has a whole new feature. There it goes. So I'm going to show you that again. And then we're going to go back through some things because maybe you might...
How to adjust date and time of an image in photos
hate me using
on the iPhone 16 series. First, let's return back to the home screen by swiping up at the bottom of the screen. Now on the home screen, tap on Photos. Then in the photo library, open up an image that you would like to change. Next, tap on the More button at the top here. Then from the pop-up menu, tap on Adjust Date and Time. In here, we can select a date. Then you can change the time. And then tap on the Adjust button to save the changes. And that's it. So that is how you can adjust the date and time of your taken images on the iPhone 16 series. Finally, you can swipe up to go back to the home screen. Thank you for watching this video. Please like and subscribe to my channel.
So now you can see, audience, that you can change the date and time on an iPhone to reflect another time. Now, if you go back in the phone in the original settings, you'll see the original date and time, unless it's a copy. And you can always tell when a picture is a copy due to the metadata. But people, because this girl was able to do this, I'm going to show you something else. Here we go. Let's go back here so everyone can see it. Now, no, we're not leaving. No, we're not leaving. Oh, come on. This is so annoying. I hate using new platforms. So, people, as you can see, this is the official letter from the Newark Department of Internal Affairs that says Francyna Evins was never investigated by Essex County, New Jersey for anything having to do with child abuse, people. This is the letter. It has the signature. Let's go back and show you again. It has the seal of Newark. It has the signature of a detective. People, it has an investigative number. People, is completely valid. The girl was never investigated by Newark in any capacity for child abuse charges. She is lying. But people, as they say, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. And hell hath no fury scorned like Francyna, who won't leave me the hell alone. So considering the tabs weren't sharing, people, I'm going to go back and I'm going to briefly show you some things because, again, it was a new platform. People, it's completely confusing. Hopefully this time it's showing. Why is it not? That is so weird. All right, let's go. We're out of that one. No, we're not. That's so weird. Okay, let's go back. Gonna figure out how to use this again. What the hell is this? Okay, this one won't show. I hate new platforms, audience. I really do. They suck. Let's go back. I don't know why the hell it's doing that. I hate this shit. I hate it. I hate it. I hate you. Damn, I hate you. Come on. Make it work, people. Make it work. Let's try it again. Let's try it again. Let's try it. Maybe that one works. Ha! That works, people. So there goes the letter. Everyone can see the letter. The letter's legitimate, people. No one's lying. This is the letter that says she was never investigated for child abuse. Let's try something else, considering we're going through all of this hell and it's making us do all of this dumb stuff today, people. Hold on. Let's do that one. February 19th. Let's show the tab. Let's go back here. Did it show? It shows. There we go, audience. All right. So let's X out of some of these screens. Did I just do that? No, I didn't. iPhone photo, we can X out of that one. Newark investigated report. Everyone saw that. So these pictures, these texts here, as you can see right there, you see ha ha ha. You can explain the mark on my child. She laughs about it, people. She thinks it's funny. This was February 19th of 2022, 5 days after she slapped the shit out of my 8-month-old daughter. She thought it was funny. She left a message for the mother of the child so the mother of the child would know she did it and take my custody from me, people. That's what she thought was funny, and she admits it in these text messages. So let's keep going. We went there, showed you the report, showed you the report. So this now is, hopefully this will come up soon. Now, what's before you now? This is the first attempt Francyna made to claim that I falsely reported her for child abuse in October of 2022, people. This is a Newark family court protective order where she was trying to get a final restraining order against me and lying and saying that I lied on her because she falsified that iPhone picture and falsely reported her for child abuse. So she took those allegations to the Essex County Family Court, and this is the petition. Now, people, she files this petition and she tells them, oh, he lied on me, he falsely reported me, and I had to go to trial for this. What happened at that trial, audience? Well, I'm going to show you what happened at that trial right now. Well, as you can see before you, if you can see it, this is called a dismissal order. Now, the dismissal order came because the judge knew she was lying about me falsely reporting her for child abuse. That and the fact that reporting allegations of child abuse of your own child grants the reporter statutory immunity because the state or the government can't report you or prosecute you if you believe your child was abused and they can't prove it. It's absolutely something they can't criminally or civilly prosecute you for. So the judge dismissed it. But Francyna was not happy with that, people. She wanted me to be convicted of something because now she had a final restraining order against her. You see this dismissal order? It came with me being granted a final restraining order for life, people, which is still active today and has been active for the last 4 years. So once she lost that trial, people, she was pissed. First, before we go into what she did, I want to show people what I actually did because I was tired. It had been 8 months, 9 months, people. I just wanted to go on with my damn life. I wanted to get a new girlfriend. I wanted to move the hell on. So what did I do? At the time of that trial, Francyna had warrants. She had a warrant. She was facing criminal prosecution. Now, they granted me the order on December 1st of 2022. What did I do, people? I immediately contacted the police and the prosecutors from both New York and New Jersey. And I told them that I did not want her prosecuted because she had no criminal record, and the only thing that she would get from the criminal prosecution is an order of protection. Why did I need her prosecuted when I already had an order of protection? So, me trying to move on with my life because I hated this girl and I wanted nothing to do with her, I actually contacted the police and the prosecutors trying to drop all charges against her. And again, for anyone who doesn't believe it, you can contact me and I'll send you all of this. This is the email, and it says, I reached out a few weeks ago about updates to the situation with my ex. My primary reason was my need to provide information to the family court so I would be allowed visitation to my child. Due to the contact of my ex, my child's mother becoming aware of what actually happened with Miss Evans and my child forbid me to see my child, and I completely restricted my access. It seems I will not see my child until next year, as the next hearing isn't until February, and my child's mother has no intention on relenting. Forgive me if I seem pushy, but my need to see my child at the time was paramount, and I felt that it was dependent on an answer. I never wanted Miss Evans arrested. I feel the situation is far out of control, and I cannot seem to get it under control. No one wins here, and having her arrested provides me with no satisfaction. As still I cannot see my child, and despite it all, my intention is not to hurt her because enough has happened to hurt us both. I have lost a lot, and within the last 2 years, I'm tired. If you have been busy and have not had time to work this, I ask you hold off until until the decision of the FRO trial, which was December 1st. If Miss Evans is convicted, I will drop all charges and give her the opportunity to leave me alone and move on with her life once the order of protection is granted. I will contact you once the decision is made and we can go from there. So, people, the girl tells everyone I retaliated against her. Here's proof I wasn't retaliating against her. I dropped the charges. I told the detective if I won the FRO trial that I would drop the charges, and people, within 12 hours of winning the decision of that final restraining order on December 1st of 2022, I dropped the charges. I tried to drop the charges in both New York and in Essex County. People, that still wasn't enough though, because as I've said, hell hath no fury sworn, especially a bitter, cornball, broken-hearted ex-girlfriend like Francyna. So what did she do? Let's show everyone what she did. Actually, let's back up. Now, she keeps telling everyone that I falsely reported her for child abuse. And people, that's a lie. What's in front of you is a family court petition that was filed by the mother of my daughter against Francyna. And it's alleging, let's go to it. So I don't know if everyone can see it, but again, all you have to do is DM me and this docket's available. It's alleging that I, being the father, was completely negligent and allowed my ex-girlfriend to hit my daughter and her face was swollen. And the mother was pissed about that. So even though she writes like a 10-year-old, because she's not that educated, unfortunately, people, she told the court that she wanted my access restricted because I cared about the girl more than my daughter, and I was no type of father, people. So because of that, she filed this petition against me to have me held for child negligence, and I lost complete access to my daughter. And this was filed by the mother, not me, people. Francyna tells no one that the mother reported her for child abuse. It was not me. But people, I've been forced to deal with this for years because this girl is completely obsessed with revenge because I played her and broke her heart. So I have to keep dealing with this because this loser ass woman won't leave me alone. And the mother is not woman enough to stand up and tell the truth, which is that she knows she reported her and she knows the child had injuries because she's so obsessed with the fact I want nothing to do with her that she feels she can hurt me by allowing this girl to continue to stalk me and lie on me. Let's get to the next aspect of this, people. So, as you can see, after the trial, I tried to drop all charges. I was tired, people. I wanted to go on with my damn life. However, like I said, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned, people. That wasn't good enough for my ex, so what did she do? Is this right? I gotta make sure before we go. That looks like Newark. That's not New York. Okay, it might be in number 2, people. So let's go to part 2 of this email. Let's go here. Yes, there it is. Bam. So after I did the right thing and I tried to drop all charges against my ex, she didn't want to hear that, people. So what did she do? She lost the trial. The judge dismissed her charges and she was pissed, people. So we know what she did? She took the dismissed allegations from the order you saw in front of you, the dismissal order of her allegations in New Jersey, and she brought it to Staten Island because she was close to the Staten Island District Attorney's Office and the racist bastard of the cops in the 120 precinct. And she lied on me. And she told them that I falsely reported her for child abuse charges. Now, here's the problem with that, audience. This all happened in New Jersey. New Jersey has its own cops. It has its own courts. It has its own criminal court process, civil court process, family court process. People, New Jersey has all of its own shit. It doesn't need New York. And New York and New Jersey are separated by something called territorial jurisdiction, which means the shit that happens in New York is prosecuted and pursued by New York, and the shit that happens in New Jersey is prosecuted and pursued by New Jersey. And people, this even happens in terms of federal crimes. You can't sue somebody in New York for things that happened in New Jersey and then tell the New Jersey courts that just because it's federal, you want to prosecute it in New York. No, every court, every criminal jurisdiction, every family court jurisdiction is governed by jurisdiction. You have to prosecute someone. You have to pursue allegations and charges where it happened. But people, guess what? Francyna knew the DA of Staten Island. And that racist piece of shit didn't care where it happened, long as he could get me because he wanted me for the longest, people. That cocksucker wanted to prosecute me as soon as my mother died. And he went to my mother's funeral. That's how fucked up Mike McMahon is. He went to my mother's funeral. He shook my sister's hand. He shook my grandmother's hand. Then he tried to set her son up less than 6 months later on false domestic violence charges. This is the truth of Michael McMahon. This is why I speak so aggressively against him, because he's a total scumbag. So people, she files this complaint and she tells the 120 precinct and a disgustingly racist detective named Joseph Quirk that I falsely reported her for allegations in New Jersey. And Detective Joseph Quirk, realizing that he couldn't arrest me for things that happened in New Jersey, violated NYPD procedure and borrowed complaints from a year prior to my arrest from another precinct where he had no access and jurisdiction, and created a completely fabricated criminal complaint to have me arrested and charged with stalking and harassment. People have heard me say I'm suing the city of New York. This is why. Because they totally fabricated a complaint against me to have me falsely arrested because of the lies of this woman who days before she filed this complaint was found guilty in the state of New Jersey for violating the New Jersey Prevention of Domestic Violence Act. Now, people, this is one of 5 reports that she filed in 5 months after losing that order of protection. I'm going to show you. Let's keep going. So she files that complaint. She files this complaint in New York. This violation to a... Actually, am I right? No, I'm wrong. Forgive me. She files that complaint. She files this family court violation, which is she's alleging I falsely reported her for child abuse. Now, again, people, this all happened in New Jersey. It was just dismissed in New Jersey. She lost the trial. But on December 5th, 4 days after hold on, I'm not sharing the tab. There we go. I'm sharing it now. But on December 5th, 4 days after she lost the trial, people, you know what she did? She falsified another family court petition against me to try to have me arrested in New Jersey. And people, that wasn't the end of it. Let's keep going, because that was only the first one. Let's keep going. So as you can see so far, I never had her investigated by Newark. Newark never investigated her for child abuse. The mother filed a family court petition against her for child abuse allegations. And people, I tried to drop all charges once I won the order of protection. But Francyna's been lying, telling everyone that I'm stalking and harassing her, that I'm the one doing this to her. And people are so stupid, they don't want to look at the truth, which is in hard print in certified copies right in their face. So I'm going to help them do it with civil lawsuits and slaying their ass like the dragon slayer I am. Let's keep going. So that was one. Let me show you number 2. This is number 2, people. This is the second New York violation she filed against me. This one came in February after she couldn't have me arrested, and she had a crooked New Jersey attorney call me trying to convince me, actually intimidate me to drop the FRO against her. She filed another family court complaint, people. And let's go to the last one, people, which is really the most important one. This is probably the most important report that she filed in all the months of filing complaints. This one, she directly tells the Family Court of New York that I reported her for allegations in Newark, New Jersey. You would think that that meant something, people. Nah, not when you're dealing with racist and biased court officials. They don't give a damn, people. The girl is admitting that all of this happened in New Jersey, but they're still letting her file reports against me. Make it make sense, people. So what else has happened with this piece of shit? Let's keep going. So, this is important. During this time, people, she's criminally indicted by Essex County for burglary and harassment. Now, if you understand legal process, you will understand that indictments come from grand juries, which are 25 people. Not me, people. I don't know these 25 people. I never met them in my damn life. They look at evidence that the prosecutors show them, they listen to testimony, they review the facts, and 25 people come together and make a decision whether or not they should A, indict someone, or B, drop the charges. Now, people, Essex County independently had a grand jury proceeding where they looked at all the evidence against this girl. And do you know something, people? They totally indicted her because she was lying, people. She had confessed to a cop. It was a no-brainer. But people, I was blamed for that because 25 strangers indicted her for breaking the damn law. She's still blaming me for that. People, it's not over. Let's keep going. This is her appeal to the FRO that she lost in December, people. And as you can see, the appeal was denied, people, definitively. They totally dismissed the appeal because the decision is valid. So she couldn't get the FRO off of her by lying because the decision is totally valid. But that doesn't mean anything to a completely psycho young woman like Francyna. She doesn't really care, people. She just needs to find a way to harass the living shit out of her ex-boyfriend because she's hoping that by doing that, she can do something to affect his life and maybe just fucking ruin him so he suffers as much as possible. Why won't this thing show? Oh, here we go, finally. So, what's next? Now, people, remember I told you she reported in New York that allegedly I reported her for child abuse. What you see in front of you is body cam footage from 7 days after I won the restraining order against her. And I want you to listen to it because what she's going to do in this video is confess to officers that she's there to retaliate against me because she was made to register as a domestic violence offender. Complete retaliation. But people, it didn't matter. They wanted to prosecute me so bad that they let a woman just convicted of an order of protection lie on the victim and prosecuted me for 2 years, even though she's admitting in the officer's body cam that she traveled from New York to New Jersey to lie on me and have me criminally prosecuted because she lost an order of protection trial. And if anyone doesn't believe me, I'm going to play it for you. Let's go.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Orchard Street?
Francyna, yes.
Okay, I'm Officer DeFleece. How can I help you?
My name is Francyna. So this situation is extremely complex. I'm trying to make it as basic and specific as to what I would really need help with.
Okay.
In order to file a complaint. I broke up with my ex-boyfriend on 2/15 of 2022. So right after last Valentine's Day. 5 days after, he makes a complaint. He makes a statement that says that I abused his child. Right? He makes it. I immediately go to the police where I'm from. I'm from Staten Island.
Okay.
New York. So half of this history is in Staten Island. The other half is in New Jersey. It's kind of complicated. So he makes this allegation. I went there. I'm like, because I work with children, so like that's kind of scary to me that he made that. So I did that to protect myself.
Okay.
He starts spreading these things online, slandering my name. Oh, she's hit my child. And there's another false allegation that's pending. So I had to hire an attorney. We had a puppy together. Instead of taking me to civil court, he literally puts a burglary charge saying that I stole the dog. So I'm now waiting for that. That's another thing, right? So this is part 2 of 3. There's another thing that revolves my business, but that's separate. It's intertwined, but it's just separate from what I need today. He's been saying this for months, making videos, slandering my name. From the evidence. You'll be able to be the judge of that. But basically, that is the intent in which he's just trying to hurt my name because I didn't want to repair the relationship.
Okay.
So he's trying to hurt my social standing. But unfortunately, he went as far as to file an ACS case against me. They did a thorough investigation. I have no children. He has a child.
Okay.
So now his child's mother is pissed. She's just like, what the hell? Like, this is all based off of a lie. The child was never hit. She ends up taking custody from him. So now they're in their whole crazy custody battle. Okay. But here's the issue. He was able to get a restraining order. So remember I told you about the dog. He says that I stole the dog. Now how family court works, preponderance of the law, whatever my attorney was saying to me, family court, just the idea of them seeing a burglary charge, they're like, oh, this girl must have stole the dog. She's a threat. And he said that I abused his daughter in that same restraining order.
Okay.
He was able to get a final restraining order against me of something that literally is false.
Okay.
So on October 17th, I got the unfounded letter, which states that I've never hit the child. Like, I had to submit a lot of evidence, not even
Right.
a lot of evidence. I literally told them, I'm saying, listen, I don't need to get another lawyer. I have 4. So I just want this man to leave me alone. I am now in a state registry. I work with children. I also work for the government. I work for the Food and Drug Administration. My prints are in there for that. My prints should not be in a system. I have to get fingerprinted in 10 days for something I did not do but just break up the relationship.
Right.
So the unfounded letter, in addition to the amounts of evidence that says that, you know, she hit my child, he's detailing how I hit his child. He presents false photos on Facebook. Never presents anything to the ACS worker.
Right.
But says all these false, you know, it's disgusting. And I have a wellness brand. I'm kid friendly, so it's like he's trying to hurt it. It's civil too, but like this is serious because I may not be able to get a job again. Like, let's say if I go work in biotech, like right now I work in this, like I'm from New York.
Okay.
But what if I go to biotech in a couple of years and my fingerprints are in a sit for something I did not do?
Right.
For something that could be so in New York, the restraining orders are final.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
In Jersey.
Jersey, once you
Right.
get a restraining order,
Exactly.
it's good for the rest of your life.
Exactly, but he got one off of something that doesn't even exist.
Right.
And that is pretty much the intent of like why I need to file this complaint in order to, because I have to hire another attorney to appeal this.
Right, but the
So-
question that I got for you is now going through all this, okay? You live on Staten Island.
Yes, but he lives in Orchard Street, so he
Right,
lives,
but you
There.
live in Staten Island now.
Right.
Okay, so all the harassment that you've been receiving, you're a New York resident.
Right, but our matter is actually in 2 states. That's how complicated this gets. So we have restraining orders in 2 states.
Right, but I'm saying that the initial incident he was stating happened here. That's what he was saying, that you, the abuse and all that kind of stuff
Right.
and blah, blah, blah. But the complaint that you want to sign now is for harassment because...
It's not for harassment. It's a criminal complaint for a false allegation of CPS. So in New York, the code is 24050. And so I know you cannot provide me with the actual code. I'm waiting to speak with another attorney so we can fine-tune those
Okay.
details. But if you can provide me with the list so I can target what I want is a criminal complaint, because I already filed one in New York, yes, and they wanted to take it for harassment. I said, this is not harassment.
Okay,
This
so
is-
what I'm going to do is, because I believe the way that it's going to work is, even though the incident happened here, being that you're a New York resident, you would be fine, but I'm going to talk to a supervisor first before I just tell you, like, I can't, let me just make sure, because being that you were a New York resident, I'm pretty sure that you got to file all this stuff in New York, even though it happened here. All the fraud and everything else that's gone on since, all the posts, because even the posts that he's making, the allegations against you,
Right.
that's harassment.
Right.
Okay, so, you have multiple things that are in with this. Like you said, it was a fraudulent charge. He made up the charges and stuff.
Right.
So that they got to go after him for, but there's harassment. Anybody's posting pictures, if somebody goes on Facebook and makes statements that you're a horrible person,
Yeah.
it's harassment if it's geared towards you. It would be a threat if they turn around and said that they were going to be coming after you and stuff.
Yeah, and there was that too. Like, he said that somebody was going to beat the shit out of me for hitting his daughters, for hitting his daughter in the face, and like all these threats were online.
So that would be a threat and stuff. But let me ask, being that you're a New York resident, if it's something that you have to file here, or if it's something that would have to get filed in New York. So just give me 2 minutes. Let me talk to a supervisor, okay? All right.
Now, from that video, you learned several things. From the evidence I've shown you, it didn't happen in Middlesex County in Carteret. It happened in Essex County. But you listened to that disgustingly racist detective, because he knew I was black, manipulate her story so he could give her grounds to charge me there. Now, she told him all of this happened in Essex, and I got a restraining order from Essex. Carteret can't charge me for something that happened in another county. But they did, people. Why did they? You see why. So basically what she told this officer is, because I filed these charges on her and she was forced to register in the domestic violence registry, she said it. She wants to file criminal charges on me. Now, people, where in the hell have you ever heard someone who is legally awarded an order of protection where the defendant can go and claim they want to file criminal charges because the plaintiff legally won an order of protection? It only happens to black guys, people. I'm telling you. It doesn't happen to women who win order of protection. And forgive me for even saying black guys. It only happens to men. No woman who has ever won an order of protection has been criminally prosecuted and charged in another county by the guy who lost. But guess what? If you're a man, you're going to be charged. As long as your offender is someone like this piece of shit ass girl who has the ability to go lie through her teeth, you're going to have a problem. Now, I think I got some more to show you, but I might not. Let me just see if I'm right. I want to make sure that I got everything. I want to make sure, because I'm only going to focus on the child. I don't want to go into too much because, as many people know, there's been a lot with this girl and her psychotic need to just stalk the hell out of me. I think we actually might have that done. So, people, that's pretty much my story in a nutshell. I have been dealing with this lying girl for, I want to say, 4 years of my life. And the lie that allegedly I falsely reported her for child abuse. I've shown you proof where she's told people I falsely reported her in Newark. I've shown you the report where it mentions it, but I've also shown you documented official documentation from Newark Internal Affairs that totally verifies they never investigated for her for anything in Essex County. So why is she able to lie like this to state officials and nothing happened? Well, people, it's unfortunately because of this and because I'm a man. And they don't care because the system is designed to let women lie on men so they can bring men into court and feed on us like the parasitic bastards they are. So, people, the petition I have started is a simple petition. I just need signatures. I need as many signatures as I can to create public awareness so I can possibly put the truth together, which is that this woman lied through her teeth. She falsified that iPhone picture, and there's no way she was in Newark, New Jersey at 11:50 a.m. on February 15th of 2022. People, I'm not asking for her to be hurt. I'm not asking for anyone to stalk her. I'm not asking for a campaign to defame her. People, I'm asking for signatures so the truth can come out and people can see the truth that she lied and that she is completely lying and that she was never in Newark at 11:50 on February 15th of 2022. People like this woman continue to lie because no one holds them accountable. No one holds them accountable because of whoever the victim they're doing this is. To law enforcement, that victim doesn't matter. But men matter too, people. All men matter, not just white men. Black men matter, Chinese matter, men matter, Mexican men matter. Everybody matters. Just because you have a penis does not mean you should be disregarded by law enforcement because a woman is lying on you. But that's what I've been going through for years because this lying ass girl continues to lie through her teeth simply to accomplish the goal because she's mad she got dumped and now she has an order of protection against her. If the mother of the child was any type of decent woman, she knows she had her child by noon that day. She knows it. But she hates the father so much because the father wants nothing to do with her. And here's the truth, people. That's why I want nothing to do with her. Because she's a piece of shit, people. If she had any true integrity, if she was any type of true mother, she would admit the truth, which is no. Now, people, she has admitted the truth on tape. I have a bunch of tapes where this woman admits that the woman never did this, that I never did this, that the child was home. But people, she won't come to court to do it because she's been lying and stalking me so long. She's afraid she's going to be arrested. So she won't come to court because she doesn't have the strength to just leave me the hell alone and move on with her life. She's uneducated. She doesn't have a lot going for herself. And she realizes that she thinks anyway that I'm supposed to be her comeuppance. Now, she could be a decent person, and maybe by being a decent person, I might do something for her. But you can't expect the father of your child to want to help you out there, women, if you lie through your teeth on him and you keep trying to shit on him, controlling him with the kid, and then you get mad when you can't. This is something that is very common that ignorant, uneducated women with no opportunities do. They use children as leverage against men, hoping that the child is going to be their comeuppance, because just because they popped out a baby, they think that gives them a leash to put around a man's neck. And I don't think so. No woman will ever control me just because you had a baby by me. And people, as much as it might have hurt me to sign off on my daughter, I did it, people, because there were things that were far more important than chasing a child who in 18 years will hate me because I'm a loser. I watch people who I see have fought for their kids for Years, people. Now the kid is older, calling the father a bum, calling the father a loser, all because the mother's done this. Not me. You won't do that to me, people. I won't fuck with your kid if you think you're going to disrespect me because your mother destroyed my relationship. But people, I have a working penis. I'll go have more children, and I don't have a problem with that. So we're going on about an hour and 5 minutes, and there's been a lot in this video, but I think I've established the basic point of truth here, that I did not have this woman investigated for child abuse. She's lying, and she's been lying for years because no one wants to investigate her. Now, with this petition, I'm hoping people copy the link, share the link, and get signatures. So at least with those signatures, and if we can build enough awareness, maybe some state official, some congressman, some city councilman, somebody, some district leader in Newark, somebody does the right thing and says, you know something? This guy is consistent. He has witnesses. He has evidence. Why haven't you simply issued a grand jury subpoena to determine if this woman's telling the truth? People, that's literally what would stop this entire thing. A grand jury subpoena. A grand jury subpoena of her Uber, her Lyft records, and her iCloud account would totally expose her to be a liar. Why hasn't it happened? Why haven't the police? Because again, people, she's lying. The police have never investigated her. This is why we don't have a grand jury subpoena, because if the police had investigated her, they would request a grand jury subpoena from the prosecutors. And they'll get it like that. The prosecutors send a grand jury subpoena to Uber or Lyft. People, within less than 30 days, we would have an answer. We would have that woman's entire Uber, Lyft, and iCloud history for the entire day. For hell, people, you could get it for 2 or 3 years. That's how powerful grand jury subpoenas are. So that's what I'm after. I'm going to get a grand jury subpoena. I'm going to prove she's lying about that timeline. And once I can do that, people, it's going to break apart the entire lie she's been using for years. And hopefully, it'll be over by then. So that's the mission, people. Please like, share, follow. Please share the link if you can. I'm begging you to copy this link and post the link and trying to get signatures. That's all I want, people. I want signatures. The signatures will give me enough leverage to go to a city official, a state official, a prosecutor's office and say, hey, listen, I got people behind me. I just want a grand jury subpoena. I want you to subpoena this woman's Uber and Lyft accounts, and I want you to determine the truth, that she was not in Newark, New Jersey at 11:50 a.m. on February 15th of 2022. She was on Staten Island, and she fabricated an iPhone picture. She adjusted the iPhone picture to disrupt the timeline because she knew she abused the child 2 days before that. The fabrication of the picture with the child wasn't about beating. It wasn't really about beating the burglary charge, people. It was about beating the child abuse charge, people. Because if she could discredit me about the burglary, they would never believe me about the child abuse. And that's what happened. She fabricated, she adjusted the date and time, let me stay to right, of her iPhone picture and then screenshotted it. She didn't give them the original file. She screenshotted it and sent it to an ACS investigator. And then she's been using that same screenshot because she sent it to ACS for the last 3.5 years. That's how sick this crazy, psychotic young woman is. But people, we're going to beat her. It's all right, people. Everything comes with time. Everything. Even justice. So people, like, share, and follow. Please copy the link. Post it on your page. Post it. Give it to your friends. Have people sign this petition. Because if I can get enough signatures, people, it'll stop. And she'll go to damn jail where she belongs. Thank you for watching, people. It's been a great hour and 10 minutes. I've got to get used to this platform. But everything comes in time. So we'll get there. Thank you.